There we go. Sorry. How long has it been since the tattoo for money days? We just did one a couple weeks ago. Actually, not that long. I think he still does those.
Winnie the Pooh.
Alex, I'm trying to itch my face. Holy shit. I can't see. Got something in my eye.
Two. She's the cutest ever. Her onesie's
You gotta close that door though, because the bugs are coming out. Love you.
Yes, I still do them. I'm a new parent and I'm kind of irritable. I haven't been sleeping. I think the Korean guy will win this. Guys, I will shave my face live for $10 donation. I forgot I've seen Sam Hyde's fish. I don't think I've seen that, no. What is it? if we stream that guy, he had around 1,500 viewers. Whew. But I don't know where the stream is at. I don't know if it's behind a paywall though. That's crazy if you have that many people behind a paywall. That's impressive. He had BAM on it. Oh, that's pretty cool. Skated inside the house. That's sick. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Holy smokes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Ooh. Vincenzo, holy shit. What's up, bro? So happy to see you, bro. Where you been?
Got a legend in the chat, Potenza.
Bro, look at this.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about those streams. I can't believe they've been in there for 5 days. Do they sleep? I don't understand. Just been doing law shit, fighting my eviction man. Oh damn. Hope you and Alex and Little One are all good. They're trying to get you evicted, bro? That's crazy, bro. Sorry guys, I'm eating like a fat ass, but thank you everyone who's tuned into the stream right now. We got $1 wheel spins. Yeah, I've been watching iPod. I'm losing my mind more than these people, bro. What? That sounds insane by refill. What the hell? God. I want to go to bed now, dude, I swear. I'm tired, dude. I feel like shit today. I need to go to bed in like an hour, I swear.
We just having fun. We don't care who see. Put it back in the car. Sir, yes, sir. That's how it's supposed to be. Living young and wild and free. You just smoke it. This is good. You want to smoke it or not? Alright. Let me do the freestyle. Can you do a beat? Can you do a beat, Mr. Shibby? So I can do a freestyle. Oh, let me do a beat. Let me do a freestyle rapping. This, artist name is what? 007 Mikroman 102. Choke, young, wild, and free. So freezing, swimming, we the shooting, we the for the ball, we the Iberville, we the baby, G-O-D, baby, D-O-E, I don't care, we are happy, we the from AC, we just having fun, we don't care, we don't care, we see the life we do. That's how it's supposed to be. I'm exhausted from singing. Just singing for me, singing, and I'm song.
Here, shoot it if you want.
That revolver has 6 shots of pepper gas in it. Mid-Korea man, if you get that revolver, I guarantee you shooting will probably be.
Which one, sir?
The revolver that's in Shooty's hand has 6 shots of pepper balls with OC spray.
Yeah.
Balls.
Sir, sir.
If you get that, I almost guarantee Shooty will leave.
I mean, now, I would ask him, would you hand me that pistol? No, Mr. Beer said no, so I don't know. He's my bitch tenor. I respect it. I respect that bitch tenor. So if my bitch tenor says no, then we don't know. I asked him normally, would you, what place from that? Would you, I didn't finish. Would you hand me that pistol to me? Mr. Leo, I asked it nicely to my bitch tenor, but he said no. Or she said no. So I don't know what to do, Mr. Leo.
I mean, you guys don't need to shoot the gun, but, you know, I think Shooty is highly affected by the tear gas. I don't think it will affect you. So if you want to win the competition, I would say get the gun and release the tear gas from the gun. put that fucking mask on, bro. You get your eye out.
Sir, yes, sir. I need to pull this guy. What's up? Be secretly, I'm going to do everything 100%.
Yeah, I order you to put that mask on.
Is that releasing? Is it? Never mind.
So, Chewie, if I order him to shoot you, he probably will. And it's just gonna add to the fucking horrendous breathing that is in that room. By the way, the best way to use those balls is to shoot at the ceiling or around the person so powder splatters all around them. We're not gonna splatter to shoot the person directly. So Chewie, give me a reason why I shouldn't order him to release 6 of those pepper balls.
Well, we just got gas, and I'm so recovered, and I don't not be able to breathe.
You're acting like I care. Give me a better reason, Chewie.
Give me a better reason, shoot it. This is not a P.O. This is one plea.
Because I wasn't scared. When I come straight for him, even though he's a better fighter than me, he could have destroyed me and broken me. And I fought, and I didn't put in an effort.
Not bad, not bad. You know what? I'm gonna ask the chat what they want to do. Should I order him to shoot a revolver or not?
Well, I don't know what I walk out. And I'm not allowed to take his gun.
Mid-career man.
Sir, yes, sir.
Can you clarify to him to not shoot at me, but shoot at the surrounding area at least?
With that mask on, Chewie. I order you to shoot all the pepper balls at Chewie. Mid-career man.
Sir, yes, sir. Where is the aim? Where should I aim? You give the order, sir. And I have to do the remaining 60, whatever. Please.
Shoot the fucking ceiling, the ground, right around him to get the best of, no, around him, get the best effect.
Sir, yes, sir. How about 60 seconds now? Or you say 10, 9, 8. Yeah, how about that? 10, 9, 8. I shoot him on the, how many bullets I shoot to him? And how many bullets I shoot to here, ceiling, and
All around.
how many bullets I put bullet in his body? I don't understand.
He said shoot them all around.
How about this? Just shoot Chewie with it.
10, 9,
He said shoot
8, 7, 6,
Shoot, you shoot with it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2.5, 2.25, 2.115.
Hold on, wait. How about we both turn around? Shoot the pass.
These are figure out.
Why
They're
is
shooting.
that asking permission for everything?
Yo, can you shoot the surrounding area, bro?
They're shooting over
Yo,
there.
guys, bro, can you please just stop and shoot the area? Can you only put one in? Ice, can you only shoot one at me, bro, please?
Move away from the camera first.
Can you go all the way to that corner?
Mid-career man.
Sir, yes, sir.
Unload on him.
All, I mean,
the gun, you fucking idiot.
It's very difficult to understand. Like, what is the word unload? Like, who, me or him?
I order you to take your finger and pull the trigger 6 times directly in the vicinity of the person in front of you.
I did, but it's not working. It's something locked.
He said in the vicinity of that he's not my body.
So it's not working at all. I did. These are something like whatever the guns called, what's that word? What is that called? The guns, hold, whatever.
I mean, I tested it and it works.
He's just not pulling hard enough.
Yeah, just try to shoot my ass, Mr. Guard, about that. Yeah.
Shoot him. Go to the corner, bro. Also, remember, he said in the vicinity of it. That means you can shoot the wall anywhere.
Well. You're good.
Please don't shoot that.
That shit is food or not?
I don't know why you have a shield. It's powder. It's not going to protect you from the molecules in the air. It's not a projectile. It's a powder.
What are you waiting for?
What are you waiting for? Love me like you do. Love me like you do. Love me like you do. Love me like you do.
Ah!
Oh, like you do. Ah. What are you waiting for?
Are you empty?
Please let me, sir.
Shoot me. I don't know why you don't want to partake in this.
Because he's out of the ammo. Oh, he got the 2 ammo. I got the 2 ammo.
Please be back. He didn't say you have to be pulled.
Hey, don't shoot that camera.
He's using jumpsuit. I mean, like, what should I do?
You could shoot
Take the
the
jump. I mean, take it out of his hands.
Me?
Yeah. Take it from him.
Okay, I'm gonna ask him nicely. Mr. Shooty, would you please let me wear a jumpsuit right here?
Just shoot it. Just lean over it. Now.
10, 9, 8, 7. Am I allowed to shoot his head? 5, 4, 3, 2, just two.
No, he said one of each, all six.
What?
Huh?
Yeah, I have it.
No. Just shoot, bro.
Give me that time.
Just shoot.
I'm just telling you. Give me that in 10 seconds.
Just shoot.
Alright, hold on. Let me add another variable to the mix.
I don't want to kill you. I don't want to eliminate you.
Just shoot it. He said unleash all six bullets. What are you waiting for?
But there was order that take that blanket off. So.
But first he told you to shoot all bullets.
Hey, what's up, boy? What's up, boys? Back! Let me just shoot the air so he knows so he can. I just shoot the air, okay? Just shoot the air. Wall. Down the wall. Shoot. All the wall. Just shot up there. Just try. 3, 2, 1. Ramen noodle. Can we take a ramen noodle? Every ramen, every. Let me see. I'm asking, what did they tell you? Are you gonna shoot us? Oh, shit.
Wait, hold on, I want to ask. Also, if you shoot the wall, it affects more.
I have to see through because it won't be fair. I'm not trying to do it. Good boy! Let's give you up for the food that boy in the man. Street the shot, go!
There's a lever on that shotgun. You have to switch the levers to the right side.
Ooh,
Shoot the other
shit.
barrel.
Ooh. That's right. Hey!
Shoot?
He's not.
Good job, so one more movie left. One more movie left, one more movie left. And the shooter, one more movie left. And I have one more movie left. I get maybe right, maybe wrong. Not good enough, number.
Yeah, there's no one in it. I feel like it only shot one. Did I hit it, right? It is well. Alright, can I take this off?
Okay.
He's not a loser. He's humble. LOL, dude went from a closet to a garage. Good to see him. Off grid.
Where we find ourselves being the most destructive organism ever. And a lot of the thinking was along the lines of it all went wrong with the beginning of agriculture. A lot of people think that's when all of a sudden we went from living as part of Gaia to wanting to manipulate. So the thinking is, well, of course we couldn't live like that anymore because there's too many people.
Right, right.
So my response to that is to up the carrying capacity of my land. I want my land to be able to support more people. So how do I do that? I pack it with more and more useful species. How do I do that? Well, A is figure out where they are, and like the obvious places in East Asia, so they're very similar bioclimate and so on. So if you want more plants, more diversity of plants, then you want more diversity of habitats. For instance, there's no standing water on my land. The water comes down from above in the national forest and then it sinks into the ground.
And these are some of the biggest peak in the Appalachian range is Mount Mitchell, right up there, right?
Right up there.
So right beyond these trees.
Yeah, we're at the foot of the Black Mountains, and I'm the last place on the road adjoining the national forest.
Every month, this Airbnb pays me in semi-passive income. Now, here's the thing. I don't own it, and I don't pay any rent. It doesn't even matter where you live, even if you're in a boring little town where almost no one travels to, and if you think I'm in here every single day, changing sheets, cleaning up after people, and messaging people on the app all day long, think again. So the question is this, how did I do it?
I grew up in Detroit. My family was what got me to North Carolina. My dad was a professor, and he went to the Library of Congress for a while, decided he'd rather teach, so he came down to North Carolina. And so I came along with the family, because free tuition.
Yeah.
And then after that, I went off in the Peace Corps and lived with tribal people in Borneo for about 3 years and suffered significant cultural shock when I came back home.
Right.
The cultural shock was not going over there. The cultural shock was coming back and seeing this glut of stuff that we had. Just walking into a mall and, you know. I spent several years thinking about going back to graduate school and studying anthropology and going back overseas and working with these people. And eventually I decided I didn't really want to study. Because I was so impressed with their lifestyle. I mean, here's people, you're coming out of Detroit where you don't really do anything except have a job, make money, and fulfill all your needs with your money. Here's people that build their own houses, grow their own food. They're pretty much self-reliant. All the communication is by river, with canoes along the river. They're really not going anywhere much. So that was amazing. And then they had, all the rituals and the costumes and just such a rich life that they had. But eventually I decided I didn't really want to study it. I just wanted to live it myself. So because they were all healthier and happier than people in America with making so little demand on the earth. I was back in Detroit, and my next door neighbors was a little kind of hippie commune of craftspeople, and they got a line on some land right here in this valley.
Okay.
They were interested because a famous craft school is not very far from here called Penman School of Crafts. So I came down with them, and like most hippie communes, it lasted a couple of years and then kind of imploded.
Sorry to interrupt. Why do you think they imploded? Why don't they? Why do they work well in Borneo but maybe not here?
Maybe because we're all such individualists.
Okay.
Maybe speculation.
Sure.
But that's what we need to create. That's the next frontier. Like I made this paradise garden out of a couple of acres of land that was too rocky and steep and had never been farmed. Nobody had looked at it. Now phase 2 is to have a community to take it over and run it. This is my kind of signature herb, which I think I introduced to America actually, but I promote it as the best plant to grow for your health. Gynostema pentaphyllum, Chinese name jiaoguan. It's a vine, it's actually in the squash family, but it has identical compounds to ginseng, and ginseng is very much under threat of overharvesting. Wild ginseng out of the woods is worth $1,000 a pound some years. This stuff is practically a weed. It has identical compounds to ginseng. So,
what does it do for your health? What does it do for your
it's
health?
what's called an adaptogen, which means they're health promoting. They're not really sickness curing. They're health promoting, and they boost your immune system. This whole concept of adaptogen was actually developed by the Russians, who wanted to win more gold medals at the Olympics. So they put a lot of research into their adaptogen, because they don't have much ginseng. They have something called Siberian ginseng, which is right over here somewhere.
So do you use all of these plants in your daily life?
That one I drink every day. So one of the ways that was discovered, it was a folk herb. It was not one of the traditional Chinese herbs. It's been used for thousands of years. Chinese government started keeping good enough statistics to realize that certain parts of China had an extraordinarily large number of centenarians. People living to be 100 years old. Like, there's way more of them in this part of China. So they went down to investigate, and they're all drinking this stuff and calling it immortality tea. So that's kind of when it came to more global notice. It's huge now all over East Asia. It's coming to America. They call it sweet tea vine. It's showing up in tea shops. But it's not as big as it's going to be. Goji berries. Who ever heard of goji berries 20 years ago? Nobody. It's a famous Chinese blood tonic. Now they're everywhere. Shazandra's another one that's coming on. One by one, they come to America.
But if you go to your average doctor, they're going to give you some.
The AMA is not very fond of herbs.
Okay.
For various reasons, including historical, because in the last century there was a huge rivalry between the herbal people, who are called eclectics, and they had their own medical schools and their own journals, and they were very active. They're the ones that brought all the American Indian herbs into Western practice. But there was a huge rivalry between them and the AMA, the medical establishment, which the medical establishment finally won for various reasons. If you're a conspiracy theorist, you could say, well, it's because at a certain point in time, all the wealthy people at Carnegie and Rockefeller and Ford pumped all this money into Harvard and Yale and Princeton, and nobody gave any money to the herbal people.
Do you agree with that theory?
Yeah, that happened, for sure.
Okay.
I mean, whether you want to call it a conspiracy or not depends on how open you are to conspiracy ideas, but it certainly happened, no question about it. And so for more than 50 years, people came out of medical school having been indoctrinated with the idea that herbs was a myth. They didn't really do anything. It was just folklore. If they did anything, it was just placebo effect.
Okay.
And that went on for a long time. The AMA denied that ginseng did anything right up until about the 60s, when the Russian researchers who actually coined the term adaptogen invented this rat swimming test, which is the first thing that proved that ginseng actually did something. So you can throw the rat in the water and time how long it can swim, and then you give it some adaptogens and it'll swim twice as long, and that's incontrovertible evidence. So they finally had to turn around and well, actually I guess it does something, so then they had to figure out what it did, and that's kind of where the whole immune system was discovered, was by finding out how these adaptogens work.
Just in the 60s?
Yeah.
So it's a very recent discovery.
King Chewy, what up?
Giant yellow ones are mullen.
Mike is muted. My bad, bro. My bad. It mutes so easily.
Okay. Yeah.
Should be back. Should be back.
Yes, June, Yarrow's good for names and so on. Echinacea, everybody knows about.
So what are you doing? Are you selling these off your property? Because you're not consuming all of this, right?
No.
You and your team?
We sell seeds and plants,
Okay.
and then in the past we have made lots of preparations, particularly tinctures.
Now can hear. Very good. Very good. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, sir.
I also taught herbal preparations for a while at a school in Asheville called Taoist Traditions.
The goji berry. I thought that was a tropical berry.
No, it grows all the way up into North Dakota. It's become leafy in certain parts of America.
So what does somebody do, Joe, if they don't have your setup? You know, all of this sounds amazing. Everyone wants to be healthier. It's tough, though, if you're in a busy life. Like, how do you apply this to your life if you don't grow it all? You just buy supplements?
Well, you can do that, yeah. If you're interested. That's how I started. Like I said, I picked up this book sort of randomly called Chinese Tonic Herbs. Read about it, sounded great, so I just ordered some.
Okay.
To start trying them. And I'm like, yes, I want to grow this in my garden. So then that sent me on a long search to botanically, because most of them are not available in America.
Okay.
Looking for trading partners and seed savers exchange and corresponding with botanical gardens in Korea and Japan, and that just led me. Nice thing if you're not trying to make money in your life, which I'm not. One of my goals is to earn as little money as possible without feeling like I'm suffering or something. To denying myself. I got a little wasabi plant. It took me like 10 years to develop that as a sort of a crop. I never would have had the time or energy to put into that if I had a 9-to-5 job. I never could have done any of this if I had a 9-to-5 job.
So how do you make your money, if you don't mind me asking?
We sell seeds, we sell tinctures, we sell plants.
Okay.
Currently, a lot of my income comes from doing plant walks, educational stuff.
Okay.
Teaching.
So I'll leave that link at the bottom of the video. Are you trying to sell more seeds or no? Or?
Sure. Used to sell a lot of tinctures. Herb shop burned down.
Okay.
So we now got a little sort of temporary shack down here. We're starting to make tinctures again. That was not a spectacular source of income, but it was pretty steady. But anytime I'd walk by, there'd be this is just a glass jar, it's self-service.
Okay.
There'd be $20 or $30 in there, you know.
Right.
Every time I want to buy. Typically in the past, I had 6 to 8 apprentices. I always had more applications than I had housing.
Okay.
For the first time, I got more housing than I have applicants. We get a certain amount of what are called woofers. You know what term?
Yeah, woofers. I know that.
Just come for a week or so.
Sure.
But what we really want is people that are going to come for the whole summer.
Okay.
And that's you'll find people that want to just live here for the rest of their lives.
You want them to live on your property?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm sure there's someone out there.
Income by taking over one or another aspect. Somebody could make a nice income just from medicinal herbs. Somebody could make a nice income from developing herbal products. Somebody could make a nice income from the teaching, website development, and then the big income possibility is this herb school, which I was starting to set up at the end of the road. I got a half acre up there.
Moto X Rider, what up? Your story sounds very familiar to something I heard Theo Vaughn once say.
Right there on my property. And I was gonna start up-
How you doing? How's everyone doing in the chat? Type 1 if you're still here. Let me know your age and location. Where are you guys
That
from?
could provide enough income for the whole gang of people. This is where I was up there.
When did you build that?
About 35 years ago. I've been here 50 years, but that house is about 35 years old. So everything we're walking by has uses. Wild yams, Lily is using Chinese medicine, and the Apios americana is an edible endangered species. Wild lettuce has been used as an opium substitute, but it's really not very good.
Are you still learning
Oh yeah,
in this world?
it's endless.
Okay, it's endless.
Absolutely endless.
Okay.
Yeah. Arrowhead, a nice wild edible. It's a water plant. As I said, I don't have water on this land, so I buy these kiddie pools when they get cheap midsummer. The stores want to clear them out.
What is this up here, Joe? This octagon.
San Luis Obispo. Nice, bro. That's a nice area. How do you like it up there, bro?
On the other side of the deck,
It's a nice area.
Okay, way over there. So this is where the people that come to help live.
Yeah, I've got 5 or 6 little shelters, and I have ambitions to build more, particularly out at the end of the road where I want the herb school to be. The idea is to have like 10 or a dozen little, very simple shelters for people who come for a week or a couple weeks. And
So is this more of you want to pass your knowledge on to those interested, or you feel like the world needs more of this movement and you want it to really blossom out?
well, there's both. People need to live differently. The way we're living on Earth is destroying the planet. I think we all recognize that. It's just like in terms of changing to a more successful way of life, how far are you willing to go? You know, when I talk about this stuff, people's first thought is all the stuff they're going to have to give up. Whereas what I want to focus in is all the stuff you're going to get. All the positive stuff. You know this concept of forest bathing?
No.
Heard of that one? Very, very big in the Far East. In Japan, they got a word for falling dead at your desk. They can say that in one word. People are just so overworked. So people are being prescribed to do this thing called forest bathing, where you just go out in the woods and kind of meditate and open your senses, your ears, your nose, your eyes. Just absorb
It's
this
still
Put a
expensive.
helmet on somebody and measure their brain waves. And it's just a difference of night and day between somebody walking down a city street and somebody walking down a mountain path. And that's all very, very measurable. So the idea is to transfer my needs from civilization, which is my word for whether you call it the state or the economy or just like the way everything works, with money being the blood of it, back to fulfilling my needs from a direct relationship with the planet, with God.
Okay, so you built this by yourself or with anyone?
With friends. There were half a dozen people, sometimes more than that, on work days. The upstairs is clogged up with books. I've gotten a lot of donations. More than I have places to put them.
Taoism. You love Lao Tzu?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had a whole bookcase of Taoism down to just one shelf.
Are these some of the supplements you take every day?
Yeah, the tinctures are made for various purposes. There are a lot more of them down in the little herb shop. It's a feng shui compass.
How does a feng shui compass work?
Oh, it is incredibly complicated. Each one of these little circles will give you a piece of information. There's about 32. It's a very interesting concept. Chinese are now working on scientifically validating it.
Mm-hmm.
It has been thought to be nonsense. it's very important to them. You don't build a new building in China without consulting a feng shui expert about the location of it and which direction the doors should open, like is this a favorable spot. Originally, it was mostly for locating tombs. It's thought to be very, very important where you bury your ancestors. Like that's going to affect all of their descendants forever.
So you do all your cooking here?
Yeah. Well, we do a lot of cooking over there. I eat with the group typically.
Great.
They cook on wood over there. Over here, I'm unfortunately stuck with propane.
As a professional mechanic, your tools are essential for your living. Icon tools complete every repair without giving an inch, with broad selection.
Have you spent much time in China?
No, just a couple of months. I mean, just about a month. The Chinese government invited me over for a conference on medicinal herbs. So it was great. I mean, I've been wanting to get to China my whole life, but I could never really afford it. Yeah, so just books coming in, donated books.
Okay.
Big boxes of them upstairs that have never even been unpacked. This entire thing is about Chinese garden design. Something that's very interesting to me, philosophy of Chinese garden.
Wow. So if someone is interested in this field, coming to you is like going to Harvard. You know, you're not the higher education institution, I'm saying, but you're the knowledge that took a lifetime to
On some of these topics, yeah. The reason Chinese gardens are so interesting to me is they were built for self-improvement. Like the idea is to create an area with perfect energy, because what you do in a Chinese garden is you practice Tai Chi, you do meditation, you write poetry, you do landscape painting, you play your zither. It's all like for spiritual development. So the purpose of the garden is to have optimum chi energy, because we derive our chi from the environment. Like I like English landscape gardens, they're very nice, but the Chinese have this extra dimension that is really a garden that's good for you, which is what I want my garden to be. It stayed balanced between the Taoists who said we should live according to nature and the Confucians who said we should live according to society. The Confucians are the ones that want to kind of manipulate everything. The Taoists, but most of all in China is like made many important worldwide discoveries: printing, paper making, gunpowder, the compass. This is all from China, but they didn't use it to colonize the rest of the world. Those are all discoveries because the Taoists were really interested in understanding the planet in order to fit better, not in order to change it around. They just wanted to fit in better. That was their goal.
So explain again the equivalent of that in Western society. You're saying in Greece?
Oh yeah, well there were schools of thought that thought we should live according to nature. Well, we now call them cynics and skeptics, and Epicurus was another one. But all that's left is fragments. There's not very much left of all the things they wrote, Heraclitus and so on. A lot of it's very Taoist.
What about the argument that, this way, let's just say away from technology, modern world, more off the land, more in tune with nature, isn't scalable for the average person? I.e., you're in an apartment tower that holds 1,000 people. You're really taking up very little space to have that existence. You're all sharing one roof. You're not taking up land. So in a way, because society, we have a fixed amount of people on the earth right now at this very time, if everyone was spread out, then there'd be no nature in a sense,
I
right?
looked into it at one point, and they might have changed by now, because it was about 40 years ago. But the amount of land per person was doable. In fact,
In America, it's doable.
No, this is worldwide. The amount of arable land per capita. And it breaks down into like there's arable land which you can cultivate, and then there's sort of agricultural land which is more like pasture and so on. and then there's wasteland, and you can figure out, you can divide the number of people on Earth into the number of acres of that stuff. And everybody gets, about an acre of arable land, and then a couple of acres of just kind of number 2 land.
But I
The Milo project is wasteland. This land would not be classified as good for anything. So that's part of
because
the
it's
experiment.
too hilly.
The hilly and it was 80% rocks. This was a very fun project.
This is when it originally was built.
This is the original building. Like almost all the material came off the land. Well endowed with poplar trees, and I got plenty of rocks. And I got clay to make cob out of. So it was just me and a couple of guys. The biggest machine that's ever been on this land would be a chainsaw. Everything is just hand labor.
If you were young, let's say 30 years old right now, is there any way you do it differently? Arranging this lifestyle.
What's up, Kim Jong? Remember to clean the dirt under your toenails. I got you, bro. Thank you for the daily reminder.
I mean, I would still need to make a
Thank you for tuning in.
just for diversity of habitats.
Okay.
You can't do everything in the woods, but part of the reason why I'm interested in medicinal herbs is because a lot of them grow in the woods. And I didn't want to cut down all my trees. So there's this whole concept of non-timber forest products, which is mostly used in the tropics to try and get people to not cut down all the forest. But it's equally valid here. I was very naive when I started. I never studied botany in school or ecology or anything.
So you learned all of this as you went along.
Yeah.
What would your advice? You've lived a lot of life. You have a lot of wisdom. What would your advice be for a young person?
Get a hold of a little piece of land.
YouTube Premium is ad-free YouTube and exclusive access to all things VIP.
Oh, fuck.
And just start.
And go from there, yeah. Yeah, we used to have a really nice little cob dome. It was built at a cost of $50. It was like a kiva. Got bent in saplings and then put clay. It was beautiful. A tree fell on it and didn't really bust it down, but it kind of hurt it enough that water started to get in. So about 10 years later, there was a lot of rock. We had to knock it down. But it was wonderful. So that's like a house you could whack together for $50, and you're off and running. You don't need much more than a pointed stick. I mean, you don't need a big bankroll. I started off here, my bankroll was, I think, $500 total that I got from a season of apple picking. We bought a bunch of tools and we bought 50 pounds of brown rice, packed it all into a little Volkswagen, and here we were. The whole thing we need to do is live according to Gaia. It explains all the problems we're having on Earth is because we no longer have a valid niche. Once upon a time when we were hunter-gatherers, etc., we had a valid niche. We fitted into the whole system, and then we went off on our own.
But maybe the system was very communal. Like your trip, I'm sorry, what was the island you went to? Borneo. It's very communal, so that system works really well. We're in a very tribal system. We're in a very individualistically driven culture. Has its pros, has its cons. One of the cons is how do you create these systems where there's community doing all of their part and working together?
Well,
like what holds it together?
That's the challenge.
Because there they have survival maybe to hold them together, or some sort of spirits or
kinship,
gods.
tribal society, yeah.
So what do we have holding us together? I mean, religion's always been the staple for that sort of thing.
There's a book I'm reading at the moment.
Okay, is the answer in here?
He's got a positive definition of the primitive. I see it a huge dichotomy between what I call civilization and the primitive. The primitive being life in Gaia, civilization being life in society, based on money. They have primitive societies are based on kinship, basically. Tribal societies. That's what holds them together.
So you can always tap out here in a way. We're in a modern society. If you need help, you can go off this plot of land. someone or something's gonna happen. Like even if you had an accident, you go to the ER room,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Yeah,
maybe there's
yeah.
that knowing there's something there outside of
Oh,
that.
for sure.
It's
That's
right.
what makes, that gives us the freedom to do this kind of thing. Whether or not that's going to be available in 50 years.
Where do you think, and obviously nobody has a clue, as a society where things are heading?
Ooh, I think we've got a very, very difficult future coming up. Just merely with climate change. You know, large parts of the country are going to become very difficult to inhabit. If we think we've got an immigration crisis now, just wait. Wait until, you know, everything below 30-degree latitude becomes uninhabitable. What are we going to do then? You know? Politically, you know, the one way people are reacting is to become more right-wing. They want somebody in authority to sort it all out for them. It's impossible for the government to fix the problems that are coming along because the problems are caused by the government.
But an argument would be the right wing would say the left wing is authoritarian and they want everyone to figure things out.
Yeah, I know.
So each side says the same thing. It's
Sure.
interesting, right?
Yeah, there's this guy around here still talking about Al Gore. Al Gore was trying to take over the country with his myth about global warming.
Is Al Gore still flying private though?
I don't even know if he's still alive. I think he is. So this is, I've never done anything with this land very much. Introduced a few interesting plants, but it's mostly in its natural state.
These are foreign. They're not native here, right?
No, they're totally native.
Appalachia has, when you get down more southern Appalachia, there's much more variety in the plant.
Yes, very big for variety because you've got the northern flora meeting the southern flora.
Right at this spot.
Yeah, pretty much right in here. So this is, Mount Mitchell is the farthest south of like paper birch, okay, and a number of other things. Whereas it's also the farthest north for certain other things. So yeah, we've got an unusually high level of diversity here. Very fortunate.
If the grid went down, let's just say supply chains grind into a halt, the grid goes down, how long do you think you could sustain out here right now with what you have?
Well, me personally, probably indefinitely. If I have 6 or 8 people here, I might start to get more challenging. There's just any amount of stuff out there to eat. But that many people would probably exhaust it pretty fast. So we're going to have to get on the stick about boosting our food production. As it is one of the shelters that we have.
This is so cool. It's like a spaceship.
Yeah, that's exactly my thinking. Yeah,
It's hard to explain, but these walls come in, and then
it's
you're
based
just
on a
looking down.
Mongolian dwelling, which was actually nomadic,
Yep.
called a yurt, but this is a wooden version, designed by a man named Bill Copperthwaite, who lived way up in Maine, very remotely. He was off the grid more than me.
Okay.
Had to walk into his place for about 20 minutes.
Are there a lot of people doing this?
I think so. I have no idea how many. I think they're scattered all over the place.
Yeah, and you wouldn't know. The more remote they are, the less
There was a
they're.
very big back to land movement back in the late 60s, early 70s. Most of them gave it up and went back home because their parents kept nagging to grow up and get a job, but not all of them. So you have these lingering pockets. CeeLo, just down the road, is the oldest intentional community in America.
Oldest intentional community.
Yeah. A mile and a half down the road. That's partly why I'm here. CeeLo Community Incorporated. It was started before World War II. Had a lot of draft avoider types. It was started by a man named Arthur Morgan, first head of the TVA. He was the first head of Antioch College, if you ever heard of that.
Sure.
An experimental outfit. A lot of Quaker influence. They have like 1,600 acres. They got like 50 families. It's an intentional community. They, but not like Twin Oaks. I mean, they don't all work on a business together. Everybody's got their own.
They're driving off the community to work or something like that, maybe. They could drive off the community to go to work.
Oh, sure. There's
Okay.
carpenters, a lot of them are craftspeople, there's doctors.
So they just want to be with a group of like-minded people.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be more of that, to be honest.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. That's the next big challenge is for us to relearn how to live in community. Because our emphasis on money and so on to fill all the needs means we don't really need each other.
Oh man, oh man.
It's so crappy that it would be pointless to try and fix it up. So we're just using it until we can get something rebuilt up above.
Okay.
There's a dirt floor. I mean, it's like a joke, really. But we do the best we can. So these are all Chinese herbs.
So these you're purchasing? Or
Yeah.
these, okay,
Yeah.
they don't come from here.
Most of them grow in my garden.
Oh, they come from your garden?
No, they're not in. What's in my garden is not enough quantity
Okay.
to do this. If we harvest stuff from my garden, typically tincture. These are tinctures in process.
It's sort of like a canning process, or what is
It's
it?
preserving with alcohol, extracting and preserving with alcohol.
So how long do you do this for?
About a month. Then we squeeze them out and put them in bottles.
Oh. And
Yeah,
you're
boosting stuff, antiviral stuff, good for the brain, good for sleep, good for anxiety, good for blood
So
control.
you're selling this here.
Mhm.
So people have to come here to get
It's
it.
self-service. People come in, get what they want, leave some money.
Oh, great. So if someone's in North Carolina, they just gotta walk up here, come into this building, take whatever, leave a donation.
$15 for a 2-ounce bottle.
Okay.
Is the asking price. I've thought about just not having price and like pay what you think, but a lot of people are happy if you're telling them how much to pay. They don't want to have to think about that.
This is beautiful in here, Joe. This is like a whole nother zone. In an old cabin?
Yeah, that's what I built out of the trees that were growing here in the middle. Then I used more of them to build the building that burned down. That was the first thing I ever built.
Jesus, what up? He's back, the legend himself. Jesus, aka Derek. Nice to have you here. We got a legend in the chat.
And they're very big in Chinese thinking too, philosophy and medicine as well. If the herb is good for something, it's twice as good if it came out of the mountains.
Okay.
Because there's more of this chi energy in the mountains. Jeff, are you here?
Okay, so one of your workers lives here.
Yep.
Oh, this is so cool.
There's 2 houses like this that also have a sleeping loft. And then there's 2 yurts. And then there's various places where we built a roof, but we haven't gotten the walls and doors yet.
Okay.
The idea of this future community is going to
You are such a sad individual.
organizers, some people that can do outreach. It's just a variety of things.
Thank you, Just the Worm. I appreciate that.
I've been coming for several years. It's terrific help. And Kate, this is Kate's 2nd year of
Okay.
gardening experience.
Holy
This is just started up today for the first time.
You
Helping
just
out
came
with
in.
splitting wood and
Nice.
this was half of my life work right here, the other half being the garden. So the half that was right here was my lifetime library, and it was an exceedingly good library. The whole back wall was booked, every book. It was
Oh,
full of
my.
books. And then the back end was my apothecary. There was a whole wall of tinctures of both Chinese and native plants, and another partial wall of dried Chinese herbs, and maybe 100 different species. There was a cabinet which had my seed bank, some of them quite rare. The fire even was so intense it affected the greenhouse over here. That also burned up.
How did it start?
It started by accident by a foolish person who made a fire in this very fire pit on the deck, which has been done thousands of times, but he neglected to put it out when he went to bed. That's all it took.
Right.
At 5 in the morning, it was fully in flames. And it woke me up. I ran downstairs, grabbed a fire extinguisher, looked outside, and dropped the fire extinguisher. Forget it, the whole building was in flames.
Right.
Running, 50 feet high.
This is where you cook your food?
That's a pizza oven, periodically fired up for baking. This is meant to turn into a workspace. At some point, you see the windows everywhere. It's just stuff.
Damn, dude, really you are. Why try to bring people down? Yeah, we're just chilling, man. We're just hanging out.
Yeah, so if you don't keep
I miss
this is
Blade. Justin said I miss Blade.
Yeah,
in 2 months, it's taken over everything.
there's no ghost town.
Blade who? Who's Blade, Justin? Who's Blade?
Buildings that are 100 years old.
Nice to have you here, Jesus. We got Jesus in the chat, guys. Jesus is a legend. I just finished that Domino's a couple hours ago, Jesus. That Domino's order lasted me up until just a few hours ago, bro. So thank you again, Jesus, for that Domino's stream. That was fun, man. That was a good time. You're the man. You're a legend for that.
Looks nice.
It's one of my favorite smoothies of all.
Muchos gracias, sir.
There's something really nice about having a dwelling space without corners.
Yeah.
Everything you own is just like within your peripheral vision.
Yeah.
Also makes it easier to keep warm, for example.
And this stays plenty warm in the winter with that one stove?
It doesn't hold heat, but it's very easy to heat up.
Yeah.
You can come in there when it's 20 degrees and you can have it comfortable in 20 minutes. It's on its way out. It used to have an openable skylight, which was very nice for ventilation. So this is kind of a last-ditch effort to get a few more years out of it. I'm going to feel very sad when it finally has to get knocked down, but it's inevitable.
Unlock a new world of efficiency with Asana.
A new world of efficiency. By golly.
And more follow through. Try for free today at asana.com.
A new world of efficiency.
More of the people that are moving in are more middle class, it seems like. They just want to get out of the city. They don't necessarily have the kind of idealistic goals that I have. I want to have some chickens and a vegetable garden. It's great.
The pandemic really did that, huh?
I gather. I'm pretty sure that's where it's coming from. Possibly a certain amount of, I'm told that the phrase is doomsaying. I had never heard that phrase until last weekend. But, a certain amount of worry about the future. So it's wanting a better life, but it's also being worried that the life you have back in the city or whatever is not going to work forever.
Anything else you want to say, Joe? Anything we missed?
I'm sure there's probably a lot. But no, I think we did a pretty good job. Just want to refer people to my website for lots and lots more information.
Okay. And you're looking for apprentices to come out here?
Yep.
To learn under you?
Yep.
To help out with all of this beautiful nature and to learn?
Hopefully people with some experience.
Okay.
I usually say you should have a year's of gardening experience.
Okay.
To think about becoming an apprentice. Now we do take on woofers, very short term, for a week or two at a time.
Okay.
When we have the space, I don't know, maybe as a result of this video, we're all of a sudden going to be overwhelmed.
But long term is more ideal, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like for the full summer season, something like that.
And if you come back for the following, the longer people stay, the more helpful they can be.
So what they're getting for that is they're going to get to live for free here, but the big takeaway is you're going to learn how to live in an environment like this pretty much completely removed from someone who's done it for 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Educational opportunity. Room, board, and educational opportunities.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Respect how you're living and how you've lived.
Great.
It's very, very cool to see.
Good.
All right. Thanks
All
for
right.
coming along, guys. Until the next one.
Yeah, these are good recommendations. These are the better recommendations, actually.
So when would you even do that?
It'll
Fall?
be a very big
Fall or early spring? Wouldn't do that now.
I ordered 200 hand-forged knives to my dorm room and built a Wix website to sell them. I'm Noah Rosen, founder and owner of Forged to Table Knives.
What the? Yeah.
Are you looking for a new fence or gate for your home or property? Type in your address and drop the red pins to create the perimeter of your desired fence. Boom! Take advantage of ever.
I don't have any form of identification, no driver's license, no ID, nothing like that.
I have no clue what happened to Titus. He took off somewhere out there.
I wake up in the morning and there's a green hill on that side, green hill on that side, and I just have my own little peaceful valley.
Almost friend.
We can accept and still go on with what we've got.
This is your whole dishwashing apparatus? I think that's the beauty. We can hang out today. We don't have to believe in exactly the same thing. We can have an awesome time. This is your McDonald's drive-up window?
Yep. Hello.
Hello, Titus. Hey. You ever had a cell phone?
Never did.
Do you feel like you're missing out on anything right now? That's like childhood.
I think I may go like into that tree.
Okay.
And then see if I can bend it to this one and get to this one and then come over to that one and
Okay.
then come and bend.
You've done this a few times, Titus?
Oh yeah. We didn't have TV growing up, so this is what we did for, our spare time. And I still do it for fun. I'm gonna see if I can make it to this other tree here. Jeez. Trying to get to this other tree. I think I'm gonna ride this one down.
Titus, I think you got some stories.
Yeah.
How long have you been out here?
I've been on this farm. This will be the eighth summer.
Did
that
you
I've
grow
been
up
here.
like this?
Well, we did grow up growing our own firewood, or cutting our own firewood. We never had like electric heat or anything. But like my parents have computers, electricity, that kind of things. And I just felt like God was calling me to live a more simple life, more peace and more with nature. So I don't have like electricity or running water. I do have running water if I put it in a bucket and run with it, and it runs through the creek too.
How much land are you living on here?
I've got 50 acres. About 20 is open, like pasture or garden land.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And about 30 is woods. Y'all can come inside. Like I'm single and I'm busy working outside, and so it's real disorganized.
You're a bachelor.
Yeah, definitely. And my buddy is staying with me too, and he's got some of his stuff stored here.
Okay. So you do a lot of canning of
Yeah,
things?
I do some canning, yeah. This is the wood cook stove here, which during the summertime I'm not using it since it would get too hot in here.
So you have no electricity in here?
No, which it is wired for, like the electric was on when I bought it, but I've been here, this is the 8th summer, and I've not had any electricity here.
So why do you choose for no electricity?
Well, it gives me like a freedom to not have to be down to a grind of like a 9-to-5 job. I don't have an internet bill. I don't have all these bills, associated with that, with electricity, and so I can just work a small amount, whatever I want to work, and then I have enough money to live.
Okay, what are you doing for work?
I train horses and shoe horses.
Oh, cool. So what do you think your expenditures are? How much money do you think you have to spend a month?
I guess probably my two main bills would be like dog food and like my phone bill. I've got a landline phone. So,
Landline, no cell phone.
Yeah, no cell phone. Yeah. It's crazy. Like I didn't want the internet, but they wouldn't give me a phone without the internet. So I'm paying for internet, but I don't get it. So I have a landline phone, and that's like $90 a month. And then dog food, I probably spend like $20 a month on dog food or something. Things like salt, fruit, things like that, probably spend like $30 a month on that, probably.
So 90, 20, and 30.
Yeah.
So 140 a month is your expenditures.
Yeah. I always dreamed of having my own farm, my own land, and the dream finally came true.
You love it?
I do. I wake up in the morning and there's a green hill on that side, and a green hill on that side, and I just have my own little peaceful valley here.
So no car?
No.
You get around with carriage?
Yep.
So you're almost living an Amish lifestyle.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
But you're not at all.
No, I'm not a member. No, I'm not a member of the Amish church, but I pretty well live a lifestyle. Want some banana peels? Nothing goes to waste. This is Greatheart.
Greatheart?
Yes, that's his name.
That looks bad, Titus. Not in the barn. You don't seem like you're unhappy. So
no, I sometimes hay up bales of hay up in here, and I'll loop this around and snap it. But this is the way that I get up into my barn loft to get hay.
Titus, let me give you this and
okay.
Show what's up there.
All right. Wait. Here we go. Got it. Am I holding it right?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Yeah, I got some hay up here. First cutting of hay.
You were telling me off camera you sleep up there on summer nights, right?
Yeah, sometimes it gets really hot in the trailer, and so I'll come up here in the hay, and it's like there's Peter down there. My friend Isaac was staying with me, and he was sleeping up here in the barn, and he said this hay sleeping on these hay bales, it's an eco-friendly green biodegradable mattress. And it smells good to top it off. Go out in the front and I'll show you the funnest way to get out of the barn.
All right. Titus, you're a character. All right, what's Titus got for us here? You gonna jump out of there?
I'll show you the funnest way to get out of the barn. There's some potatoes.
Nice.
These are organic potatoes.
Okay, so you don't use any chemicals, huh?
No, I just spread manure from the horses here, and then plowed it under, and then waited a while, and then planted the potatoes.
So you're getting zero processed foods, huh?
I was like 13, 14 years old, and I was over at a neighbor's house shooting some horses, and they said, "Hey, you want a pop?" I said, they asked me, "Do you like pop?" I said, I've never had it. They're like, "What? You've never had pop?" I said, "No." They said, "Well, you want to try it?" And I said, "Sure." So I tried one, and that was enough for the rest of my life. I didn't like it. And
It was what, one Coca-Cola?
It was like a Orange Crush.
You hated it.
It just, and that my dad, he helped build a plant where they produce the Coca-Cola, and he said if they had a spill, it would etch the concrete. It just eat away at the finish on the concrete. So if it does that concrete, what is it going to do to the bones? It's kind of like golfing, except for you hit the ball every time. Grab you.
So this is for supper?
Yes. Yeah.
Titus, I know there are a lot of ticks out here, but you don't worry about them at all, huh?
I just pick them off if they get on me. Here's some purple onions. We're going to cook those.
This is your whole dishwashing apparatus?
Yeah, I wash produce and dishes down here.
So you set this little barrier up here just to let the right amount of water in, huh?
Yeah, my buddy Isaac did. I usually take a bath up in there.
You take a bath up there?
Yeah.
And so that acts a little bit like a filter, huh?
Yeah, it's got some sand and gravel and stuff, yeah.
Well, having this behind your house is key, huh?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You gotta have this for this lifestyle, huh?
Having plenty of water, yeah, I don't have to have electricity to pump it, it's just right here.
Do you ever get sick with anything?
I've gotten colds, I've gotten flus. Like the past year, I've not been sick at all. Like not even a cold, not even a stuffy nose, nothing. My thought is, eat lots of healthy food, breathe deep of fresh air, trust in God, get your exercise, and do things that strengthen your immune system. So then your immune system is strong enough that it can just fight off whatever virus is out there.
Is this one of your classic meals?
Yeah, that's red potatoes, purple onions, and then kale. And then I'll put a little bit of pink Himalayan salt in there, and we'll put some water in there, and then we'll put it on the stove and let it cook. And then later today, Peter and I will come and have a feast.
Yeah, Titus. And it's got the Titus touch from the source.
We'll put a little bit more wood in here to some of the cedar that we cut earlier.
How far away are your parents?
My parents about 8 miles from here.
Okay.
Yep.
And you like going over there to visit?
I do. This is Truth here. She's being affectionate.
So when you go to your parents, do you love the conveniences? Because they have electricity and everything, right?
Yeah.
Is there a temptation in that?
No, I don't really. Like, I enjoy being there and enjoy, hanging out with my parents. But as far as the electricity or whatever, I don't really miss it. I guess probably the only thing that I miss is like living without electricity is a refrigerator. A refrigerator is just so handy. But I can put stuff in the creek and it'll keep overnight. Like if I have beans left over or something, I can put them in a pot in the creek and they'll stay good overnight. Of course, during the winter time, I've got a room in the back that I keep. I just keep the door shut so the heat doesn't go in there, and that's basically like a refrigerator.
What's up, Kelsey? It's just a little wheel I have. It's nothing too crazy. It's just a sipping wheel of death.
No, Santa, not for me. There are neighbors that are a few miles away that have Roundup ready corn and soybeans. From what I've heard, they have developed a seed and they splice the gene into it to where it terminates, so it's just good for one season.
Why? So you have to buy more, or how does that work?
Yeah, so you're dependent upon that. If you plant this stuff out in your soil, if you were to spray it with Roundup, it'd kill it.
Oh, shit.
But the Monsanto seed, they've got corn and soybeans that are Roundup ready, so you can plant them in your field, and then you can spray an herbicide, and that kills all the weeds, but it won't hurt your plant.
How are you doing tonight, Kelsey? Thank you for tuning in to the stream.
Weeds or hoe 'em, or like that cultivator that the horses pull. Take that through your rows, and it kills the weeds when they're small. Got a peaceful sound.
It is. I like it. It's sort of therapeutic.
Yeah, it is.
It's like breaking sand or something.
Yeah.
I sipped LOL. Let's go. Let's go. I'm kind of losing my mind a little bit today. I'm doing well. How are you, man? I'm pretty good. I'm kind of losing my mind a little bit.
It's just like attitude.
Just,
when you're around somebody, there's some people that are like cheerful, they're positive.
What does that guy say? He's struggling with it.
I want to spend time with that person. And there's other people that they're really negative, and you think, man,
struggling with it. Struggling with the slower pace of life. Being a new dad again after getting hit by a car. Trying to learn patience.
Rod shotgun.
So where are we going, Titus?
We are gonna go to a that's broken. That's the new. Okay. Friend of mine, Amish friend of mine that makes harness and
Amish friend.
Reuben Shorter. He lost his hand in a sawmill accident. But it's amazing the workmanship that he can do with one good hand.
That's very real, man. I'm just sipping on some claws tonight. About to eat some Taco Bell. Nice.
Your dog's coming too?
I love Taco Bell sometimes. Me and Allie go there sometimes and get them double stack tacos.
That's nice. Nice little breeze.
Yeah.
How good does that feel?
It feels good.
And do the horses like doing this, do you think?
They like work. You know, there's times when we may feel like just laying in bed all day or, like not doing anything, but once you accomplish some useful work, there's a sense of satisfaction that you think, wow, a job well done, I think it's the same way with the horse. They plow that field there and we plant corn, and then later they get to eat it and the snow flies. Or it's hot and sweaty and they're mowing hay.
Holy smokes.
But the snow flies, they've got something yummy to munch on in the barn.
Do you have a girlfriend?
No, I'm single.
Do you want a girlfriend?
I do.
You do? It's going to have to be the right woman that's going to love this lifestyle, right?
Definitely.
Because you're not moving to Atlanta, are you?
No. I don't like being in cities. Like, there's been times when God told me to go preach in a city, and I've gone for that. But as soon as I can get out of there, I'm out.
He likes you, huh, Titus?
Yeah.
Beautiful countryside out here.
Congrats on being a dad, though. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Right now, living out here. Is there any one little thing that you're like,
No, I feel like the people that are in the city are definitely missing out. You're missing out on the peace and the fresh air.
I mean, it does look like a romantic lifestyle in the sense that you're living very simply and you're connected with nature. But to do it, most people can't hack it out. I wouldn't be able to hack it out. I mean, if I had to, I would. I could. But you gotta work.
Yeah, but you have to work either way. Because if you have all the modern conveniences, then you have to work. Most people have to work a set amount of hours to be able to make sure they have a
Grits and sorry, this microphone is so sensitive, the mute button. It's rather annoying. I should probably take this off because I don't need it. That way I can see if it's muted. Anyways, what was I saying? I don't remember. Oh yeah, these shades, don't they look like a it looks like a smartphone strapped to my face. I was just thinking that. They're ridiculous.
My phone in a little shed by the house. Got an Amish neighbor that helps me pay the bill if they don't use the phone.
Your Amish neighbor uses the phone?
Yes.
The same number?
Yes. So you just leave a message and I call it back. This is a Mennonite family.
So they have power?
They do, yes. Little fellow mowing the lawn.
Little fella.
You know these guys?
Yeah. Oh.
Beautiful.
Bomb, bomb. Oh, that's a nice looking. Those are some nice looking horsies.
What do you learn from animals?
Well,
Give me some random life advice, homie.
I can answer that question with a story. So, when I got Greatheart back in like
That's my
2012,
scrumptious wife, Kelsey, above me.
So, like he had never plowed before, and I was just learning to plow. So,
Life advice. Let me see.
and in order to plow,
I'm kind of tired today, so I'm a little bit
and one horse has to walk down in the furrow, and the other horse has to walk up on the land. Sure. So
balance. Yeah, I was gonna say balance. Everything in balance.
So I had to stand fast down in the furrow. He kept on getting out and kept on like going crooked.
I'm hungover today.
So frustrated.
I had like eight or 9 beers yesterday, and that's not so bad, but I think I did that for like 3 or 4 days in a row, and it made me it made my fucking hips fucking sore, dude. And I don't know, I only had one today. I'm trying to cut back a little bit on the beers. I love me a Budweiser though, hard to resist, but keep drinking. Life advice. Oh man. Oh yeah, there's this old lady I met one time at Mother's Market. She was like 90 something, and I asked her for life advice, and she said, "Fuck your life advice. You gotta get out there and live." And I like that advice. Forget thinking about what you're gonna do and just get out there and live. Grab life by the balls or the horns or whatever. I don't know.
You learn to take your time to teach them, and then if you're willing to put that time and that patience in, then they're willing to just serve you with their whole.
When you say God, you get a message from God. Walk me through that. What does that you mean? You actually hear something? It's just naturally happening through your body.
Oh shit.
Well, like when I was saying, I felt God speaking to me, or the Holy Spirit speaking to me. I didn't feel like an
Thoughts are so sounds like a
but it's
lot.
this very strong thought in my mind.
Okay.
That I
Oh, you know what I think too, because I drank so much beer the last 4 days, and I also was doing a lot of bike riding. That's why my fucking legs and shit and my hips are sore, because I forgot about that. But I've been, after the accident I had in November, I've been getting back into like pedaling the bike a little bit. I've probably been doing like, I don't know, I think I rode like 20, 30 miles this week. Just cruising around basically, but yeah, man, it's the most I've exercised or done shit like that kind of thing since my accidente. Hips don't lie.
So what's going on in society? You're not really tuning in.
I didn't even ride the bike around for exercise. I was just kind of cruising in like summer here. I think it was the first day of summer this week, and just kind of like getting outside.
But there comes a point where you hear all this negative.
Getting back. I'm not depressed. Is not super depressed, but kind of just kind of learning how to be calmer and more patient, because I
negative information is kind of like a junk food bag.
can't do
Constantly giving yourself negative. It'll wear you down. It'll make you sick mentally.
I'm still recovering from the accident, so I'm kind of trying to, it's hard to even talk about. I'm trying to force myself to like not be as active, or like take it kind of easy, or I don't know, but it's hard for me because I like running around and being active and stuff. But let me find out, you wear the spandex when you ride. I used to do professional cycling and wear that stuff, but now I just cruise around on the beach cruiser. Nothing too serious. But I used to be a professional mountain biker when I was like 18 for one day technically, but when I was a kid I always won
So we borrowed from China, and if we borrow
mountain bike races or whatever.
that could happen. But why should I worry about that?
HyperX.
Just trust God one day at a time. Thank Him for what He has given me, and just live life.
Holy crap, that screen is bright.
This is one of my favorite places to ride or drive my horse.
If you don't mind me asking, what was the accident? Well, I moved to Arizona, to Phoenix for a little while, and I was getting off of a dishwashing shift kind of late at night downtown, near the city a little bit, and then I basically was riding my e-bike home from my work, and a car smoked me, bro. I think it was going 50, 60 miles an hour, and I spent almost 2 weeks in the ICU. I had to relearn how to walk again. It took me almost 2 weeks to learn how to walk again. I had a broken collarbone, broken hands, broken elbow, reconstructed elbow surgery immediately, emergency elbow surgery to get my arm going. I had a broken back and neck, concussion. I was fucked up, dude. And it was pretty gnarly. It's the worst accident I've probably ever been in my life for sure. And yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know. Damn, did they take off or check on you? Yeah, they stopped and everything. The cops came and yeah.
I've been very blessed with what I still have.
And how long have you had them?
Since 1997.
Damn, bro, that guy got that Captain Hook arm. That shit look crazy. Thing's pretty fucking.
And accepting that the Lord has all control was the biggest lesson. Okay. Just literally accepting
Yeah, the accident gave me like a new outlook on life and stuff. Like I give less fucks. It's teaching me to have more patience. It's been hard. The patience thing and just like not doing as much is hard. But at the same time, like I'm so lucky that I could still pretty much walk and like ride a bike and shit like that. Dang, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm glad you made it. Thanks. My one friend's cousin passed away from getting hit on a bike in Arizona. Even though it sucks glad you're still here. That's the thing too, bro. I saw the car when it came to hit me, and I did not think that I would be alive after, dude. So fucking blessed, dude. You used to date legit models? What the fuck? So random. You still with the blonde chick? Sad. You're still with the blonde side. I used to date legit models.
So, what's going on with the government doesn't really bother you so much directly, or does it?
Not necessarily, no.
At this point, anyway.
Right. Yeah. I could see a point coming where it will. If things keep going with the government as they are, eventually there's going to be a point where the owners...
I stay in AZ and these drivers are crazy out here. Yeah, Arizona drivers are crazier than LA. Like Phoenix is crazier than LA in some ways. I feel like the fucking heat, bro. People be driving like crazy. It is wild. Don't mind the haters.
I can see it coming where it will be. With this COVID coming in, it was wanting to not being it.
I think the example.
Why are you guys hating on me?
Church, all that. But then when communism came over, it was a crime to have the Bible. It was a crime to preach the nation. It was a crime to meet together for church. The government felt like, Christians, their allegiance was to God first and foremost, and the communists wanted their allegiance to be only to the government. And so, we see socialism coming into America, and socialism becomes communism. You feel that more socialism coming in?
Yes, there is.
You're not watching TV, right?
No.
Okay, so how do you...
Thankfully not.
Yes. So how do you feel it then? Like, if you just hear it with the stories you tell with your friends?
And you can tell by the mentality of the people. Since this COVID moved in, everybody just gets up tense and aggravated. Just kind of nasty attitude to deal with.
You notice that even out in the countryside?
Everybody gets a little stress from it.
Still.
What in the Amish documentary is this? I don't know. I've been watching like a little off the grid or alternative living because. Yeah, I don't know. I just always obsessed with it since I was a kid, living in the mountains and stuff like that kind of thing, or doing van life or whatever.
So all your kids know how to do this?
He should start.
I'm gonna pick a new one though, cause I like the mountain ones more, or like the bro, I'm fucking tired as shit today. Holy crap. I gotta slow down on the Budweisers. Today was a good day though. I only had one drink, so that's nice. It's important to have some days of cutting back. But what should we watch on YouTube, guys? What should we watch? Anyone have any suggestions? Who do you guys watch on YouTube? Where are you at now? Like Colorado or something? No, I live in California. Colorado. Off-grid homesteads. That's what I'm trying to think. Yeah, man, this shit looks sick. That's the kind of shit I like watching. Off-grid homesteads. Like in Alaska. What's that guy's name? Hamo or Waymo? No, what's his name, bro? The dude that lives in Alaska. That's a documentary. Himo or some shit. Get a haircut, bro. That's what my grandma told me. I work hard on my dreads. It's a spiritual process. It's like a meditation to me. When people tell me to cut them off, I get really offended. Because they're like a part of my identity at this point. I've had them on and off like almost for a while now, so living underground. What the? Get a haircut, bro. Grandma has entered the chat. Stuff gangsters should not say on YouTube. What? I did a whole video back in the day going up to people with my afro and telling them to get a haircut. Because when I had the afro before, people would always tell me to get a haircut on the internet. They'd always leave comments telling me to get a haircut. Peace on the streets. Oh my god, I'm so sleepy. So fucking. Transforming raw land. 160 acres? That looks crazy.
Our cats just love great customer service.
Customer service. Don't get this excited for wet food.
What the fuck?
Get more than your savings. Get more look back.
What the monkey?
In 2023, we started looking for land, a place to call our own.
Oh, search it on YouTube. Stuff gangsters should not say.
We tried our luck on tax sale plots.
That's how out of it I am, bro. I'm tired.
And then we found it. 150 acres of wild country we couldn't stop thinking about. We didn't know much about life that far north, but we had a dream. And sometimes a dream is enough to begin.
If you weren't on YouTube right now, what would you be up to?
Up here, many folks have bought land for as low as $30 an acre. In 2023,
$30 an acre?
yes, it's legit. Getting in was easy. The road was long and rough. Half the time you weren't sure if you were going the right way.
This guy just riding a little pit bike, trying to find his land. That's crazy.
Not a chance. The trail laughed at us. Grass, mud, and muskeg all saying, not today. So,
Oh my god, I'm freaking wrecked.
we're heading to the property with the trailer and the canoe this time. Wasn't able to get to the
If I wasn't on YouTube, I'd probably just be cooking some food. Eating food, probably. I don't know.
tenders. So we are heading to the property to take a look at it. And after checking out the property, we're going to go head to the municipal building and pay the remainder of the cash for the purchase of the property. Pretty excited. What do you think?
He gets very excited.
But you don't want to see any bears.
Yeah.
Yeah, yum yum yum. Oh my god, bro.
Becca's got some concerns about the bears. I don't think we're going to see any bears. It's definitely a possibility we're going to bring the bears prey. But we're going to be on the canoe on the river most of the way. So I'm not really concerned. And the likelihood of seeing a bear is rather slim, but we should always be prepared just in case there are any problems.
What do you think of AI? We always do AI streams on here. I always be talking to Grok. I think AI is pretty cool. Is it daytime where you are at? No.
gonna need it for the move. Here we go. You ready to go?
It's fucking 10 p.m. Yeah.
We're off. We're gonna go check it out.
No. Latate. Oh my god.
Oh my god, she was sucking on her fingers, dude, like this. Her 2 fingers in her mouth, like this. And she stuck it down her throat and went,
Yeah, she does
choked
that.
herself twice. She went like this.
It's a noose.
Anyways, wanna go?
You have the keys? Oh, okay.
Program was getting hungry.
I'll see you guys later. We gotta go get ice cream for the missus and the scritches. This is my little scritches. He's a cute baby. Yeah. Look at those little feet.
Look at her.
Hi.
She loves her little pouch.
Hi, Pouchy.
She's like a little
So
kid.
we did what folks have always done. We followed the road. And that's what happened. We caught her first.
She's a cute baby. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll